Britt Clennett in Hong Kong. Now, Britt, just 24 hours ago we were talking, weren't we, about how the zero COVID policy of Hong Kong seemed to be outdated. Now the action.
That's right, Kamal, and it was a record then and it's another record now, prompting Hong Kong's toughest restrictions we've seen yet since the pandemic started. It's now 2 people limit on gatherings from Thursday, and for the first time there'll be a limitation on people who can gather in private, i.e. at home. There's also been an increase in fines and certain venues are closed, including places of worship and hair salons too. We're also seeing a big emphasis on vaccine passes, and Kamala, we've spoken about this before. You know, those elderly rates just aren't where they need to be, where authorities would like them at. People over 70, it's only around 30%. So authorities have really put emphasis on vaccine passes for places like wet markets and supermarkets and shopping malls as well. We've also got now a shortage of vegetables in the city after some truck drivers who are responsible for bringing in most of Hong Kong's supply of fruit and vegetables were found to be COVID positive. So that's triggered some panic buying. And certain supermarkets saw shelves bare when it came to the fruit and vegetable areas. So a lot of cause for concern here. Carrie Lam, the chief executive of Hong Kong, said that Guangdong authorities across the border have offered to help in terms of manpower if we see that hospitals and the quarantine facilities are overwhelmed. They're looking into whether people who are asymptomatic may be able to quarantine at home, but certainly it looks like we are still sticking by this zero COVID, no tolerance approach to the virus. What hasn't been mentioned is whether or not we might be looking at citywide lockdowns like we see in mainland China, like we saw in Xi'an. For the moment, it looks like these mass testing centres, which are scattered all across the city, that this will be the main point for people to come to if they're a close contact or if they're ordered to take a mandatory test. This has seen a huge surge in demand here. We've seen long queues, some people waiting for hours. And that's because, let's not forget, this is a record number of cases. People in the city last year saw months and months with no local transmission. So this is uncharted territory for the city, Kamal.
Britt Clennett reporting from Hong Kong. Thank you.